welcome. My name is Severin Garrett, and I'm so glad that you're taking time to learn more about the Tower Garden. We're going to call this our garden party so that you can learn some more today. So, welcome to our garden party. We are so excited that you're here. Sit back, relax, and learn all the ins and outs of aeroponic gardening. You're in for a real treat. You will learn that this is a state-of-the-art vertical aeroponic growing system. It's perfect for rooftops, patios, balconies, and relatively anywhere that has a good amount of sunlight if you're growing outside. It grows vegetables, herbs, flowers, and many fruits in less time than it takes in soil. With the Tower Garden, there is no weeding, no tilling, no kneeling, or even getting dirty. And assembly is super easy. So I'm excited that you're going to join us to learn more today. I want to begin by telling you a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Severin Garrett. You can see on the screen here that my husband and I are both avid tower gardeners. We loved our tower garden that we got roughly 8 years ago, and it's paid for itself over and over again. After the first few years of growing outside, we decided to get a tower to grow inside. So we have 2 towers now. We have grown into the ultimate tower gardening nerds. We never gardened at all before. We tried, we had black thumbs, and now we are feeding our family from these 2 towers. Probably in the neighborhood of, 4 to 5 days a week, we eat off this tower. You can see James is picking directly from the tower garden into our salad bowl. And in the middle, I'm just getting some new plants started. And we grow all kinds of leafy greens and herbs. And sometimes in the summer when we're growing outside, we'll grow some flowering plants that might be more like cucumbers, squash, tomatoes. No one could have predicted that 8 years ago, we'd own 2 towers, and more importantly, that we would support communities of schools, churches, assisted living facilities, and families in finding an affordable, sustainable, and super, super easy way to grow their own food. It's been a blessing, truly a blessing. Our common ground is undeniable and unshakable. We're outwardly mission driven, and the message is simple and exciting. Let's inspire healthy living around the world. Thank you for being a part of this call and listening to learn more. We're glad you're here. We are thrilled to introduce the Tower Garden Home to you. We have had a traditional tower garden for 8 years. We're now going to be calling the traditional tower garden the Tower Garden Flex. So it may be hard for you to read here, but I will read some of the important differentiators between our new garden, which is called Tower Garden Home, and our Tower Garden Flex, which is the one that's been around for a while. And as I mentioned, I think it's a little over 8 years old. The new Tower Garden Home is an all-in-one system that delivers a year-round supply of health, homegrown herbs and veggies with a fraction of the time and work of a regular garden. Similar to the Tower Garden Flex, the Tower Garden Home is a vertical aeroponic growing system that relies solely on water and nutrients to grow its produce. The soillessness, that's an interesting word, soilless method has been proven to help plants and flowers grow faster and more efficiently than traditional gardens. This is ideal for indoor gardeners or growers. So the Tower Garden Home comes with LED grow lights, built-in wheels, a water level monitor, I'll show you that in a moment, and everything you need to get up and growing in any room of your home, school, or office. Just a reminder, Tower Garden Home includes the wheels, lights, and 32 planting holes. The Tower Garden Flex can add the dolly, and you can add the lights, and you have 20 plants. So there's a little differentiator. I think the easy way to remember is Tower Garden Home is going to be a smaller unit. It's 24 inches across, and it's got a 14-gallon reservoir. It is easy to move through doorways. So in schools, this is very important because our previous unit, the Flex, was 36 inches, and it was kind of tough to move through doorways, traditional doorways. We would move it from our deck to our indoor growing space, and sometimes we'd have to empty it in order to get it inside. The new Tower Garden home should easily be able to be rolled into different rooms, from outdoors to indoors, and in a school environment from classroom to classroom, or assisted living, whatever you may need. So we're going to find that Tower Garden Home is designed for those people that want to grow indoors most of the year, but they can grow outdoors. And we would take the lights out, excuse me, off, not out. We take the lights off and allow them to grow outdoors. Absolutely. The recommended crops for growing indoors are baby greens, herbs, and lettuces. We'll talk about baby greens in a few minutes. The recommended plants for the Flex system, which is going to be primarily outdoor growing, but you can add the LED lights and come indoors, are going to be more of the fruiting crops and large greens. And that's things like, I want to grow tomatoes. Okay, you probably need the Flex system. It's designed for larger, what I would call flowering plants that need to be pollinated. But if you wanted to grow a few tomatoes on the home system, you could. You just have to move it outside. So both can be used in and out, but for the most part, we're going to focus on the home system being indoors the majority of the time, the Flex system being outdoors the majority of the time, and the Flex system having the capability to grow larger leafy greens, things like even, cucumbers, cantaloupe, all those things can be grown on the Flex system when we're outdoors. Here's another picture of Tower Garden Home. It comes with a section at the top for baby greens. Baby greens are things that we buy in the grocery store all the time. Baby spinach, baby arugula. You may know that those taste better. And it's nice to harvest those smaller in that 3-inch category. Down below, we can grow our traditional greens like kale and buttercrisp and herbs that are wanting to grow larger, and we would wait till they get to that neighborhood of 6 to 8 inches before we harvest. So we've got a combination of baby greens in traditional growing environments. We've got the LED grow lights, and we have a water level monitor. I'll show you in more detail in a moment. It actually has a 13-gallon reservoir. Sorry, I had said 14. And it's easy to move between rooms. The Tower Garden Home, again, is designed for indoor growing. I think it's really cool. And it has a wonderful sound to it, kind of a waterfall sound. And it can go in any apartment, on a balcony, deck, and the LED lights are a part of the system, and the wheels are a part of the system. I want to tell you a little bit more about the new water level monitor. This is a little nifty device, if you can see it, that raises and lowers depending on your water level. So it's easy to know if I need to add water now. In the past, we used to have to lift that lid that says Tower Garden and check it several times a week to be sure we had enough water. So this is just an easier way to kind of alarm our clients if they're getting low on water. It makes it super simple. And it's fun for the kids in the classroom too. Here are the supplies that come with the Tower Garden Home and or the Tower Garden Flex. They get their mineral blends, then they get their pH blend, and they get the baskets to put the rock wool into, and they get a starter seeding kit. The seeds that are going to come with the Tower Garden Home are going to be more indoor oriented seeds. Again, leafy greens and herbs. The seeds that are going to come with the Flex system will have some varieties of flowering plants like cucumbers and squash. The benefits of aeroponic growing. I just want to go back to that because both of these systems are aeroponic systems. In other words, there is no digging, no weeding, and it takes up much less room. They're low maintenance. Veggies grow bigger, stronger, and faster than in the ground. The list is endless. So these are just a few quotes over here that I thought you might enjoy hearing from some of our clients. I love this third one. I don't have time, a green thumb, or good soil to grow conventionally. The Tower Garden makes it possible for me to grow great tasting, nutrient-dense foods indoors year-round with very little effort. It's simply amazing. I live in an apartment, and this is the only practical way for me to grow my own veggies, herbs, and flowers without the mess and fuss of soil and fertilizer. We have traditionally grown in a townhome on our back deck, and then throughout the winter months, we bring it in on the 4th floor, place a piece of masonite, and put the tower on top because we were on carpet. It was just easier to move it around. And you know, if you do have a little spillage, the masonite would protect the carpet. But for the most part, it's perfectly fine to put on hardwood floors, any floor that will allow you to move it easily. I do want to spend a little time on how the Tower Gardens are so great for kids and families. We have put probably 30 Tower Gardens in school systems across Atlanta, and the children just love these systems. They're so interesting and dynamic. And most often I work with the administrator or the principal of the school to kind of open the door and see if they might be interested in a Tower Garden for their school. I will say that we complement their outdoor growing. We do not want to replace their outdoor growing. But as you might imagine, in certain climates, they can't grow anything during the winter months. Also, it's very difficult to get children from the classroom outdoor to the raised bed environment sometimes, but depending on the geographic nature of those two entities within a school system. I've heard that over and over from teachers. It's like we have to have 4 or 5 monitors to get these kids down the hall and around the corner and to the raised beds. But in this case, the Tower Garden can be in the classroom. And teachers can sign out the Tower Garden and have it in different classrooms for different learning environments. Most often I tell the administrators that the tower will cost them about $1,000. That's everything they need to get started. The lights, the wheels, everything. And we're going to go with the Tower Garden Home for schools now because most often they're growing indoors. What I also inform the administrator or principal about is that most often we're able to find the dollars for the Tower Garden from grants, donations, or fundraising. So we've got some grant applications we can help them with. We also have found that sometimes there's a local business that wants to donate a Tower Garden to the school, and they are allowed to put their name on the Tower Garden. And I had a dentist in the Atlanta area who did that for an elementary school. His kids went to that school, and he thought it would be a great addition to the STEM program. And so he donated the Tower Garden. We also have done fundraisers for Tower Gardens, maybe some car washes, maybe some bake drives, whatever makes sense. And it allows the school to be a part of the fundraising effort. We do know that kiddos will eat what they grow. The families that grow on Tower Gardens or traditional beds, raised beds, typically eat more fruits and vegetables because they eat what they grow. In the classroom, these children are really having fun eating what they're growing from the Tower Garden. Here's some examples. Creative ways to use the towers in the classroom. First, they're growing from seed, you can see on the left. And then on the right, we're having a salad party. We're teaching the kids how to eat the greens that they're growing and how to enjoy salad. Most often kids don't think they like salad, but if they grow the greens themselves, they love salad. And at least they'll be willing to try it. So we're changing the taste buds of these little kiddos. This is actually an elementary school. Chalker Elementary is a school that I worked with in Atlanta, and we had so much fun. We actually placed the Tower Garden in the lobby area so that all the parents could see it when they came into the school. And then the kids would see it throughout the day because they passed by the lobby to get to the classrooms and to get to the cafeteria. Here's a school, again in Atlanta. It's a middle school, Brumby, I believe is the way you say it. They were working on getting STEM certified. And so we added a tower so that they could use that as one of the components of STEM certification. They did get approved. These two teachers were rock stars and had so much fun using this in different environments within the school setting. So again, this is the Tower Garden home system and all the supplies that come in the starter program. They have everything they need to get started. This is the Flex system, which is our traditional system. It has a 20-gallon reservoir. It's 36 inches wide, and it's typically going to be used for outdoor growing. You can bring it in and add the lights if you would like to. And many people have been doing that for years. You may be wondering, what's the cost differentiator between Tower Garden Home and Tower Garden Flex? So I don't want to alarm you, but look at these numbers. Option 1 is the Flex system. We've had that for years. We've gotten it down to about $45 a month for 12 months for the basic growing system. That does not include the lights, that does not include shipping, and that does not include the dolly. So you can pay one time a full payment of $525. The Tower Garden Home is a very similar price model. It's $82 a month, but what we've decided to do is add the shipping, and obviously the lights and the wheels are all included. So if you added up the components on the left, which is the Flex system, it would be within $20 of the new home system. They've just changed the payment plan to make it easier to include freight. We used to have to say, you're going to pay $45 a month, but the first payment, you're also going to pay about $100 for shipping because you have the basic unit, the lights, so forth. So really, really similar pricing. The great news is the Juice Plus company has decided to give us more retail sales profit. Both of these systems have a retail sales profit of $160. I think it's let me look it up, $167.50. What that means is they realized that we were providing a lot more support to our new customers as they got a Tower Garden. We were going out and helping them get assembled. We were doing phone calls, and they want to compensate us for that time. And that means that in the past, we used to get $55 for a simple Tower Garden Flex for retail sales profit. Now we get $167.50, which is basically tripled our retail sales profit because the Juice Plus company realizes we're investing a lot of time in these clients. And I love that. So either system, the retail sales profit is quite significant. If you know about our compensation plan, we also get our commissions on top of that. So it's a very, very lucrative environment to help us sell Tower Gardens. You may be thinking it's Christmas time, almost, and why would I be sharing the Tower Garden? Well, I have to tell you, I've had several people buy Tower Gardens as gifts during the holiday season. They have bought them for a family member, like a husband who really loves gardening. The wife bought it for the husband. I've had a mother and father buy it for the children as a Christmas gift so that they could get started growing right after the first of the year. And during the Christmas holidays, they can set up their tower and they can begin growing some seeds. It's super fun. So there's lots of ways that you can use the tower as a gift item. And I just wanted you to know that it is the perfect time to be talking about the Tower Garden. And even if you're planting the seed for the spring season, it's a great time to talk about the Tower Garden. I want to finish out with a couple of slides here. The Juice Plus company offers a variety of ways to be able to get affordable fruits, vegetables, and berries into their clients every day. We have 3 ways to do that, 3 ways to help our clients get healthier. First is micronutrition. Most of us know about the capsules, the fruit, veggie, berry, and omega blend. I take them all every day, and I'm so grateful that I do. For years, I used to struggle with strep at least twice a year, and I couldn't stay away from it. It was just a part of my, process every winter. I have not had strep throat in almost 8 years, and I love it because that's how long I've been taking Juice Plus. I also know that my husband used to struggle with allergies and asthma. We used to buy Claritin or Allegra in bulk for him. We have not bought that in years. So we are seeing our bodies have really strong immune systems, and we love that we're not plagued with sickness like we used to be. We can also offer macronutrition, which is in the middle there, the complete powder and the complete bars. I have one of these smoothies every day. First thing for breakfast. Right now it's getting cold. I have it as a hot chocolate. In the spring and summer months, I do a cold frozen smoothie. It tastes like a milkshake. They are delicious. We keep these bars with us all the time. They do not melt, and they are very, very healthy. Unlike some of the ones that you just pick up at the grocery store that have a lot of sugar added, a lot of chocolate. That's why they taste so darn good. Finally, you can grow your own fruits and vegetables. So we have 3 ways to help our clients get healthier: macronutrition, micronutrition, and grow your own. I want to make an announcement before we get off the phone today. My family, I mentioned, is totally become Tower Garden nerds. My husband James and I love these towers. We have decided to open a business in our new location in North Carolina, and it's going to be called Greenhouse Towers. And we will have 100 towers in our greenhouse, and we will be supplying nutrient-dense, better than organic, leafy greens and herbs to restaurants, country clubs, and we'll even have a CSA program. So we'd love for you to come visit when we get up and running. We will have food ready in March, and maybe you need to make a field trip up to us. We would love to see you. But I want to finish out by saying that my husband helps potential farmers kind of diagnose or research whether or not they might want to be a farmer like us in a commercial setting. A commercial setting, the towers are larger. You can see they're 8 feet tall. They have 44 pods, and traditionally they're grown in a greenhouse or on a rooftop or in a warehouse. But you're going to have 10 or more towers, and you're going to be looking at growing large-scale production food. So if you have interest in our Tower Garden Home, which is indoor growing most often, our Tower Garden Flex, which is going to be more outdoor growing, or commercial towers, we would love to chat with you. Please get with the person who invited you to listen to this call, and let me know if, or ask them if you can get more information, and then they will get with me if we need to talk further. I'm so excited that you joined us. Thank you for your time, and hopefully you learned some new things about Tower Garden Home, Tower Garden Flex, and commercial towers. Have a great day.